Okay, in this session what I want to talk about is installing fonts and organising those fonts into their own categories or folders. So first things first, what we do is we go File, Install Fonts. We click on the Browse button up here, and because we want to select all the fonts available on our hard drive, we just do that. We select the hard drive, press OK and search now. So what it's doing now is looking for all these font formats, which is True Type, Adobe Type 1, Corel, as well as the Cadlink fonts. Once it's done that, we can then press Install All. And what it's doing, it's not actually copying those fonts over, it's actually just adding a bookmark to where those fonts are. Now that's an important note, because if you ever move those folders at a later date, you'll have to come back into Signlab and reinstall the fonts. So once that's done, we press OK and close. We come over here and pick up our font tool, drop it on the desktop, and in here is all of our fonts, all in one folder. Not very convenient, but Cadlink have given you a font detective. Now yours should open, if you've not used it before, it should open just like this. In here is the filter. Now we'll come back to that in a minute, but what we want to do is do the pre-selected folders. So in this case we've got Fancy, Select, and you'll see that it's appeared here. So all of my fancy fonts are now in one folder. So come back to the font detective, this time coming down to my sans serif fonts, select it again, and just keep going until you've got all the folders that you want. So we'll do script and the two serif modern and serif Roman, and that's it, we're done. So close out of that. Now all of the fonts that relate to serif modern are now in here. But what I want to do, and you may want to do with your Adobe Type 1 fonts and your Corel fonts, but I'll do with the True Type fonts just to show you how it's done, is I want to put all my True Type fonts into one folder. The way that I do that is I come into my font detective, and this is where we use our filter. So I clear all the filters, making sure that I've got all fonts selected at the top here, which is down, filtered them all out, and I only select True Type. So I filter again, check in my fonts that only True Type are available, okay, and then I come into Options, Add Group, and I name the group True Type, and I use the middle radio button with the current filter selection. I press OK and I select it in the same way. So I select, and that brings into here the True Type fonts, and only True Type fonts are in this folder. Now you could take that a step further if you wanted to, and come into here again, select all fonts, select all these and filter again, and if for example I wanted to add a group for a particular customer who uses the same three type of fonts, I could come into here and put custom, which is initially empty, press OK, and this time come into Options, Edit Group, and I can come into here and select the three particular fonts that my customer uses, and press OK and select it in the same way. So when I come into here and my custom fonts, those three fonts are nice and handy, and that's it.